In mid to late August, Australia's Channel 24, ABC News, was broadcasting a piece about a new law against harming police animals. When, just as the piece was about to end, instead of cutting back to the reporter, they cut to this.
Hail Satan.
Now that's pretty damning. An upside down cross, inverted pentagram, the guy's literally hailing Satan. It is absolutely a satanic ritual. Interestingly, the error was quickly noticed and they cut back to the reporter immediately, who didn't acknowledge it at all and instead wrapped up the piece. Shortly after this happened, someone recorded it and uploaded the video to several social media sites where people began to speculate what this was about. The first misconception was that this was linked to the American network ABC, which led to some comments about how they'd never watch ABC again. In truth, this belonged to the Australian Broadcasting Corporation, Australia's government-funded, ad-free network. Next up, let's talk about the ritual itself. This was filmed by, and in, the Noosa Temple of Satan. Noosa is a popular tourist beach town in the north of Australia. Now the Noosa Temple of Satan, credit where credit's due, openly admits that some of their members literally believe in and worship the devil. None of that beating around the bush, half-atheist stuff that most Satanists are known for. The footage of the ritual was actually from earlier this year when another Australian news channel, 7 News, aired a story about the Noosa Temple pushing to teach Satanism and religious freedom in schools. The person hailing Satan at the front is, although it's hard to tell with the low quality, their leader, Brother Samael Demogorgon. That reporter I mentioned earlier was Yvonne Young, and shortly after this went viral, she took to Twitter to explain things. She told another Twitter user that this was actually just an unfortunate technical error, and the clip was from a news story they were airing later that day. When asked for a link to the story that was to be aired, she did indeed send something. An article from another news station from January this year. Whether another story was really aired about Satanism that night? Nobody but ABC News knows, as nobody managed to record it that we know of. The only way to put this mystery to rest is if we really do have recordings of the full news broadcast for that day. Until then, we can only guess as to what happened. Personally, I think the situation is incredibly suspicious as a whole. Even if it was a B-reel intended to be used later that night, the fact that the most provocative part of the clip was played, apparently by sheer coincidence, just seems too much to me. I'd guess it was done intentionally, but not necessarily by Satanists, maybe by a disgruntled employee or something. What do you think happened? Let me know in the comments and we can get to the bottom of this. Until then, this is George from the Ashes to Ashes podcast, signing out.